If you haven't had much success with the regular stretching to improve shoulder mobility and impingement, maybe you have been focusing on the shoulder in an isolation. And in this video, you will learn a very fun exercise that can improve your shoulder mobility and functions, and without much effort and without pain. And by the way, if you haven't watched my last shoulder video, and be sure to watch it at the link below. If you want to learn how to retrain your body and then movement safely and then effectively and then move better, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every week. I am Taro Iwamoto. I am a Feldenkrais practitioner with my backgrounds in athletic training, physical therapy, martial arts, and the Feldenkrais method. I have helped many people like you overcome and then move beyond the pain and the limitations. Now it's your turn, and let's dive in. So let's start this exercise, and all you need for this exercise is glass or cup, and paper, plastic, or glass, it doesn't matter, and that is easy to hold. And you can do this one sitting or standing, it really doesn't matter. But before we start, let's actually set the glass or the cup somewhere, and then we're just going to check the movement of your arm, and so that we have a comparison as you go through after you do this exercise. And at the end, you can check and see if there's any difference in the quality of the movement. So let's set that cup or the glass somewhere, and you can do this checking testing the motion in sitting or standing, and you're not really checking how far you can raise, you're not really checking the range of motion, but you are paying attention to feel smoothness and the quality of the movement. So you can move your arm straight up, okay? You're not really trying to go as far as you can, just to see how easily and smoothly your arm go. And as far as which arm to do this exercise with, and it is usually easier to start with your dominant side that's more coordinated, but it would be helpful to work on both sides so you improve mobility on both sides. So I'm going to show with my right side, but you can choose with either arm. So check the range of motion, not the range of motion, but to check the movement of your arm. Raise your arm to a comfortable range, and just to pay attention to notice how smoothly and then easy that your arm move. One direction, so you can check motion going out to the side. What range does it move smoothly? And then you can also do like a circle, moving your arm in a circle. One direction, the other directions. And once again, you're not really testing how far you can move. It's not about the quantity, it's not about the range, but it is about the quality of the movement. That is what you're going to compare at the end of this exercise. So why don't we start? I'm going to do this exercise just for the camera I'm in sitting, but certainly you can try in standing or sitting. Either way, it's fine. So you're going to lightly hold a cup or the glass, okay, from the bottom, right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate and keeping the glass facing up, so you're not tilting as much as you can, and keeping the glass facing the same direction. Maybe there's a little bit of that, but just imagine that you are holding a glass full of water. Then if you do tip it one direction, the other directions, then you're going to spill the water. So much as you can, and trying to move without spilling the water. You don't have to feel it, by the way. So rotate, and see if you can continue to rotate. And then at some point, there's a limit as how far you can rotate, right? And then, but how is it possible for you to continue to rotate further? Then you do have to do something with your shoulder, and then also with your torso too. So rotate in one direction, and then I feel like I stop right here. And this is where if you don't pay attention and then you're trying to go as far as you can, and this is where you start to feel the restriction and then a discomfort around your, maybe the arm, your shoulder, somewhere. So then, in order for you to continue the movement, you have to allow the shoulder and then also allow your chest to move so that you can continue to rotate like that. And then now rotate the other directions. And how far can you rotate the other directions? And to a certain degree, and you stop, and then you're trying to go as far as you can, then you wouldn't move. But then you have to pay attention to everything else, not just your hand, not just your wrist, not just your elbow. So how can you continue? It's almost like a puzzle. You have to figure out how to keep this one moving, how to continue to turn in the same directions. Then you realize that you do have to do something with your shoulder. Oftentimes, unconsciously, we're trying to work so hard and then keep straining as if shoulder and chest had nothing to do with turning this part. So there. And continue here. So the goal for this exercise is to move and rotate into this both directions as smoothly, as effortless as possible. It is so easy to work through effort. Then you're trying to push through that with more effort. And then that's when you're going to strain, where oftentimes shoulder is where people strain the most, like when you feel like the restrictions and you work hard and hard and hard. And then there's no coordination whatsoever from here to your torso. And then you feel stuck, you feel strain, discomfort. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you give yourself more attention to the coordination between your arm and your torso, and then you can allow that movement to continue and connect with your torso so that you can continue to move. Like that. So it's almost like a spiral movement, right? Going spiral up, spiral down. And you can watch me here. It really doesn't matter how I'm moving it, because it is about how you can find the best coordination and the most efficient way to move. Because if you are so busy and watching me and then trying to mimic what I'm doing, and then you don't really pay attention to how your arms are moving and how your arms are coordinating with your torso, then you keep straining. Then you may end up with a sore arm. And that defeats the purpose, right? So you really have to learn how to pay attention and then finding the best and the most coordinated way and then the most efficient to move. Right. So the movement of the arm is also, it doesn't exist in isolation. And for the arm to move efficiently and comfortably, and the coordination of the torso is very important. So how does that arm and how does the torso coordinate with the shoulder and your elbow and your hand? Here. Here. So you can see how my spine, my rib cage is moving. And basically, I'm allowing my torso to move with my arm. I'm not trying to, forcefully or intentionally trying to move in a certain way. I'm just letting my body to move with my arm so that this movement can take place as efficiently and as easily as possible. Okay, like so, like that. If that becomes easy and smooth, as it becomes easier and then it's smoother, and then it starts to actually look more like a spiral movement, continuous movement, as opposed to like you feel here, and then it becomes a little uncoordinated, and then you make maybe a little more effort, and then then it gets a little easier at a certain point, then you get stuck, and then you're trying to work through it, and then that. But if you improve the overall coordination, and then it becomes one continuous movement. This, you can see how it's spiraling up and down. And then that movement, and does not happen if you're only moving an isolated movement at your shoulder. It is much harder. Although, if you have a really, really good mobility in the shoulder, it is possible that you can manage to do this movement by isolating, even with the isolation of the movement at the shoulder, that you can do it. But for most people, there's a limitation, restrictions. Then oftentimes, we don't really understand how the arm works with the torso. Therefore, we tend to strain the shoulder more than it should be, more than it's necessary, and that's why it's so common with a lot of activities, and we overstrain and overwork the shoulder. And with the stretching and strengthening, and we'll focus on what's painful, what's uncomfortable, right? So if it is your shoulder, and then you think that it is stiff and it doesn't move, and oftentimes we're trying to isolate and stretch it, and then trying to improve it. But the truth is that if you really want to improve the function of the shoulders, you have to improve the coordination. Not only the isolation is important, but coordination is also very important. But oftentimes we don't really learn to improve this aspect. So this exercise can improve that. And plus it is really fun. So don't get too serious and just have fun, and then trying to find a way. Really bring attention to yourself. First you can watch and see how I'm moving, that's fine. And really you want to bring attention to yourself and then your body, so you can feel, okay, oh, this is when I get difficult. Okay, so what am I not doing? Or what can I do to make it easier and more efficient? Okay? The only way that you can improve that is by paying attention to your own comfort and smooth the movement. So now that you are done, or it takes more time to go through it, then at the end, you set the cup with the glass, and we'll go through the motion of the arm. Okay, so all the range, all the motion directions, and check it. And again, you're not checking how far. The range of motion is not that important, although you may find that the range of motion has improved by the end, but you are really paying attention to the changes in the quality of the movement. So you're going up, out to the side, and going around the circle. So, do you notice any difference? Has it gotten easier? Has the movement gotten a little bit smoother? So, if you didn't notice a change, and let me know in the comment below. And also let me know if this exercise was fun and helpful for you. If you want to improve your back pain, be sure to grab your free movement guide to pain-free back at the link below. Check out these videos, and if you like this video, and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Comment below how helpful you found this video was. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Happy mindful movement. Bye-bye.